Welcome back, class. And in this final part of this chapter, I just want to give you a full picture of what's happening in this chapter. So, in this chapter, we talk about what happens when you heat up a substance. When you heat up a substance, two things can happen. So, the first thing that can happen is that when you heat up a substance, you give energy to the molecules. The molecules become energetic and they move a lot faster and collide a lot faster, and therefore their overall kinetic energy increases. And that's the reason why the temperature increases. Or once they have reached a certain point, like the boiling point or the melting point, the molecules use the heat energy to overcome the intermolecular forces between the molecules. They become further apart, and then you have a change in state. So, in this chapter here, and also in the previous chapter, you learn about two formulas. The first formula is the formula for the specific heat capacity, and then the second formula is the formula for the specific latent heat. When do you use this formula? So, whenever there is a change in temperature, when the object is heating up, the temperature is increasing, or when the object is cooling down, the temperature is decreasing. This is the equation that you should use. Whenever there is a change in state, let's say it's boiling, melting, there's condensation, or freezing, you should use the specific latent heat formula. So here is a summary of it, and this diagram gives a full picture of what's happening when the object is going from minus 10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius and beyond. As you can see, at minus 10 degrees Celsius, the object starts as solid, and then the temperature increases up until 0. And then this is when melting starts. Okay, so at the start of melting, the object is solid, and then at the end of melting, everything is liquid. Okay, and very important, heat energy during melting is used only to weaken molecular bonds. And then once everything has melted, the temperature continues to rise again. So in this case, heat energy is used to increase the temperature. So once it has reached its boiling point, so this is when the substance is liquid, and then it undergoes boiling. Everything then becomes gas at the end of it. So during boiling, heat energy is used to break the molecular bonds or to overcome the molecular bonds or weaken the molecular bonds so that they can be further apart from each other. And then once everything has boiled or everything has become gas, then the temperature continues to rise. And in this case, again, heat energy is used to increase the temperature. So you can see the usage of the heat energy changes from increasing temperature to weaken the molecular bonds, and then you increase temperature again, and then weaken the molecular bonds again, and then increase temperature. So this is what it looks like. So let's do this one final example to put everything together. So this is an actual O-level question. Naphthalene, which is a substance that you usually, if you know what mothballs are, naphthalene has a specific smell. Or if you go to the urine station, then you can see like these balls that give you a certain smell to counteract the smell of the toilet. That is actually made out of naphthalene. So naphthalene has a melting point of 78 degrees Celsius. 15 kilograms of naphthalene is cooled down from a temperature of 90 degrees Celsius to a temperature of 60 degrees Celsius. State the freezing point of naphthalene. Now, because naphthalene has a melting point of 78 degrees Celsius, that means its freezing point is also 78 degrees Celsius. B. It took 5 seconds for the naphthalene to drop its temperature from 90 degrees Celsius to 78 degrees Celsius, then took 10 seconds to totally freeze, and lastly took another 5 seconds to drop to 6 degrees Celsius. Sketch a cooling curve for this whole process. Okay, so I have my drawing board here, and I'm going to draw it on this drawing board. Okay, so as usual, first draw the axes and make sure you label them. So according to the question, the temperature drops from 90 to 78 in 5 seconds. So let's draw. So the temperature drops like that. And then it takes 10 seconds to totally freeze. So 15 plus 10, that's 15. So when it's freezing, the temperature is constant. And then it took another 5 seconds to drop to 60 degrees Celsius. So another 5 seconds, 15 plus 5, that's 20 seconds. And then it drops to 60 degrees Celsius. The temperature drops again. And that's the full diagram. C. What is the state of matter when the temperature is 80 degrees Celsius. So 80 degrees Celsius is after the melting point. So melting point is 78 degrees Celsius. That means at 80 degrees Celsius, the naphthalene is a liquid. And then what is the state of matter when it's at 75 degrees Celsius? Now this, because this is before the temperature, before the melting point. So this is when the naphthalene is solid. D. How much energy must we need to remove to change all 15 kilograms of liquid naphthalene into solid naphthalene? Given that the specific latent heat of naphthalene is 147,700 joules per kilogram. So this is a calculation question. So I'm going to write the answer above here. Okay, so what sort of formula can we use? Now, because the question mentioned that the naphthalene is changing state here, so we have to use the formula for specific latent heat because this formula involves changes in state. So that formula is E is equal to ml. And because this is melting and freezing, we use specific latent heat of fusion. What's the mass? Mass is 15. What's the specific latent heat? Is 147,700. Then once you calculate everything, that's the energy. E, the final question. If we use a cooler to freeze naphthalene in 10 seconds, calculate the power rating of the cooler. So what formula are we using here? Because we are given time and we are given power and we have a value for energy. That means we can use the formula of power is equal to energy over time to calculate the power. So the energy needed to completely freeze the naphthalene is this number here. And then the time is 10 seconds. And the answer is that one there. And that's the final answer. And that is everything, all the parts for this particular unit. So I hope everything is clear to you. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next unit.